Alright everybody, I'm going to give you a real close-up view of the shiplap nickel gap. Now what makes this so special is right here, this groove. This is like a tongue, this is like a groove, but it's also has a lap to it. So that's why it's called a shiplap nickel gap, because it's got a tongue and groove, shiplap nickel gap. This is why it was so hard to find, because of this. A lot of the shiplaps, traditional, don't have this groove. They have the tongue, but they don't have the groove. So what this is going to accomplish, or allow me to do, is use less fasteners. Well, not necessarily less fasteners, but you won't see them. You won't see, the only ones you're going to see are the starter. And so that's why I'm making this video. I have to figure out, first of all, I got to make a jig. And I want to look at where I'm going to put my fasteners. And another thing is I want to figure out how do I want to run them. And what I mean by that is this is the finished surface. So this is actually this is what you're going to be looking at. This is the ceiling. This is the finished ceiling right here. So think of it this way, I'm actually putting in an upside down floor, okay? That's the finished ceiling. So everything that you see here is going to be upside down and installed on the ceiling. So I need to figure for my jig, and I need to know, the dimension of where the nickel is and where I'll get to that in a minute, but so there's a few things. I want to figure out, and I'm losing my voice, hold on. Okay, hopefully the light's good enough. Try to get my shadow out of the way. What was I saying? Oh yeah, well, this is the finished surface right here. This is what you're going to see. This is my ceiling. It's not the underside, it's not this side. This is the finished ceiling. And I need to figure out the size of my jig. Hold on one sec. And what I think I'm going to do is, oops, sorry about that. Hold on, I'm all foobar already. Let's see here. All right. I'm going to go from this part of the shiplap all the way over to this part, right? That's going to be my size of my jig, I think. And that is, what is that? That's 4 3/4. See that? 4 3/4 right to here. 4 3/4. There's my 4 3/4. It's actually a little bit less than 3/4. It's like a not even a 16th. It's like a 32nd short. But we'll call it 4 3/4. See. Oh, wait a minute. No. It's not even 4 3/4. I'm sorry. Oh, wait. Let me back up a second. Okay, we're going to this all the way over to here. All right. Yeah. See. Either I read it wrong or my tape wasn't right. So let's slow down a minute. Let's slow down, because this is important for layout. Okay, so it's 4 5/8. See that 4 5/8 right here? That's the size. That's the span of my entire. So that includes this nickel gap right here. So I'm going to make a jig that's 4 5/8. Hold on one sec. Just kind of bear with me. Okay, here's my little cheat sheet. I got numbers all over this thing, but I'm going to use it as long as I can. So here's my jig. Here's my jig, 4 5/8. And why is that important to make a jig? Well, let's take you into the bathroom and I'll show you. Hold on. Okay, the bathroom's a bit of a mess, but can't be helped at the moment. All right, so why is it important to make a jig? It's because I need to figure a layout and I need a template. So a jig is a template. That's what it is. And remember what I was saying, that I'm going to be starting either off of the mirror wall and going out, or I'm going to start off, close the door. I'm going to start off the door wall. I like the idea of going off the door wall because it's a straight shot, right? Straight shot all the way down, all the way down, all the way down to here somewhere. It's a straight shot. If I go off the mirror wall, I got, you know, a nice corner here, but then I get into my first angle. No big deal. I think that's a 45, but I'll, you know, deal with that when I get there. It's right around a 45. But the template will help me, you know, when I get the template cut, what I'll do is I'll put it up here against the wall and I'll pencil in every segment of that template, right? All the way across, until I get to here. And I want to see where it falls. If it's a full template, or if it's a half template, or a 3/4, or whatever the case may be, you know, a third. So, because why is that important? Because that's where my cut will be. So, if I have like I say, I go all the way from one side to the other with my template, and everything is nice, and there's a full board on either side, then it doesn't matter where I start. I can start here, knowing that when I get down to here, it's going to be a full board, right? Without having to not rip it. I know I'm probably not verbalizing this. My brain knows what I want to do, but sometimes when I, you know, try to describe what I want to do, it doesn't come out very well. But that's why it's important to make a template, and that's my next objective is, you know, making a template, because I got that figured out. And then I need to mark, you know, starting on this wall, mark the template. I'm just going to use a pencil mark and go from there all the way down. And then I want to see, and I'll show you, I won't show you the whole process, but I'll show you where on the ends my template wants to stop, wants to fall. But I would really like to start off of this wall and go this way. I mean, I'm going to be ending up going over, you know, the whole ceiling is going to be done. But this would be a nice, easy starter piece right here. This would be a nice, easy starter. Because it's a full board, no cuts, no angles. The angle starts on this side here, but if I can put a full board here, that's just kind of gravy. Right? Another thing is I need to figure out, remember, it's an upside down floor. So I need to figure out if I want the groove the groove next to this wall, or if I want to turn it around and I want the tongue next to this wall. And the groove, I'm thinking now. Let's see, I think I want the groove to show. I think I want the tongue next to there. See, I might have to rip the tongue down. That's another trick, you know, in flooring and whatnot, you know, but I'll get to that when I get to that. But I have a feeling I want the groove side exposed. I want you to see let me back up a little bit. I want you to see the groove all the way down as I'm putting my boards in, because that's where I'm going to be blind nailing. Now let me think. Yeah, I'm going to be blind nailing the groove. Not the tongue, because the tongue is going to slide into the groove. So the groove is where I want to blind nail, because actually, yeah, you won't see it. So I want to make sure that I think I want to have the groove side, and I know this is probably not easy to follow. Like I said, my little caveman brain knows what I want to do, but sometimes the articulation doesn't flow. And plus, I want to get everything down. I want to get all my T's crossed and my I's dotted before I cut into that stuff, because it wasn't cheap, you know. It wasn't cheap. But I got a plan. Next thing is to make the jig, make the template, and then start making some marks and see where, you know, it's going to fall. If it's going to be a half of a piece or 3/4 or whatever the case may be. If it's going to be a little sliver. If it's going to be a little sliver, I'm going to have to, you know, this is part of the layout. This is how the layout happens. You want to know where where you're, it's just like, well, it's a floor. I'm doing an upside down floor. So you want to know where your pieces are going to go. You want to know what you have ahead of you. And so that's it. All right. And this is 10 minutes long. So I'll leave you with myself in my, you know, in my master bath project. All right. So stay tuned. There's going to be more to come. And yeah, wish me luck. All right. All right. See you in a bit.